my sophomore year at Mississippi State. I was throwing a guy out at third. This son of a bitch tried to take three on me on a double down right field line. I went and got the ball and threw him out at third. I hit him in the helmet on a line from the right field corner and knocked him out, and he missed the season. And the pitching coach came up to me and was like, "Hey, Pat, you ever pitch?" I was like, "Nah, I never really pitched." He's like, "What'd you come to school here for?" I said, "I came to school here to make it to the big leagues." He said, "Well, if you want to do that, we got to get you on the mound." I was like, "All right, whatever, coach." And next thing you know, I started pitching.
But then eventually you turned into a reliever. Do you ever think back to what your life would be like if you were a starter? And did anyone influence you to be a reliever?
Yeah. So I learned how to pitch as a reliever at Mississippi State when I started pitching, and I was a closer there. And this was when they first started kind of taking closers in the draft. And then I got drafted in the fourth round and get to minor league ball and Theo's first draft class, and he's like, "Yeah, you're going to be a starter." I was like, "Man, I never fucking started a game. What you mean I'm a starter?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to start you." So go out, I start and A-ball and dominate, and then I go to Double A. I dominate there. Then Matt Clement gets hit in the head. I come up spot start for him for like 4 starts. Did very well. 2005 playoffs after they went over 4. We go to the White Sox, who ended up winning. Pitch well in the bullpen. And then I'm like, man, I much rather pitch out of the bullpen. I like it. It's just kind of my charisma. It's like, I don't know if I'm ADD enough, but I couldn't sit on the bench. Kratz, could you imagine? Could you imagine me sitting on the bench for 5 games in a row? I mean, it's just no.
It would be terrible.
I'd drive. Yeah, I would have drove people insane.
Yes, you definitely would have. But who changed it? Like because I can tell people that I batted 1,000 off of you. You were a starter in 2003, and I hit a double off of you in 2003 in a game that you started, and you were out by the 9th batter. I hit a double off you, and then in the big leagues, I was 1 for 1 off you, so I batted 1,000 off of you. But you were a starter. What changed it? Who influenced that?
So nobody, man. So we go into 06, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a starter. And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna go talk to Theo about this. I was talking to Terry Francona. He's like, we'll go talk to Theo. I was like, man, I don't need to talk to Theo. You're the coach, right? He's like, nah, Theo's dead set on you starting. I said, okay, well, let's talk to him. I said, Theo, man, I'm not a starter. Okay, we got enough starters here. We don't have enough people in the pen. And he's like, nah, Pap, pretty much you're going to start. I said, man, son of a bitch. I said, okay, well, all right, how about this? Just make me one deal. And I knew this before I said it. I knew what I was saying before I said it. Because I knew we didn't have – Tim Moon was getting old. Del Carmen wasn't it. And we had a few other guys. Schneider, who's now the coach, head pitching coach at Tampa. And so I go to him and I say, all right, Theo, all right, Tito. We're sitting in the office. I said, I'll tell you what. If we go through this whole spring training and there is you have no one designated as your closer until the last 2 weeks of the season, I get to be closer. And they were like, okay, all right, that's fine. Thinking that they could come up with a closer. Well, dude, 2 weeks into the season, we have nobody. And I knew this. And so I went in the office and I said, all right, so you guys still want me to be a starter? They're like, nah, Pap, you got the closing job. You're going to close for us this year. And, sure enough, it ended up working out. And, unfortunately, I came in second place after Verlander getting hurt that year for the Rookie of the Year. But it was the way I learned to pitch, man. It was what I liked doing. I wanted to try to influence every fucking game I could. And as a starter, that was like, 30 games a year if you stay healthy? Nowadays, it's like, 130, 50 innings? Like, bro, like that's not influencing a whole lot, I don't know. And I just wanted to close. I loved it. There was nothing better than coming out of that bullpen, shipping up to Boston and shit, man. That to me is Man, you can't. If you can reproduce that and put it in a syringe, I'd stick it in my ass every day, man. That feeling was fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, but you didn't always ship out to Boston. You came out to let the bodies hit the floor, and that hit hard.
Yeah.
In 06, that hit hard. When they started whispering, let the bodies hit the floor. Like that was, and then you timed it. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.